Quack Attack, Ducky is back with a new Division builds video. I made a two-shot montage to show you what the build's capable of and what the M870 can really do in 1.6. I get close to 50% crit hit chance with the shotty and over 275k weapon damage. And I had tons of fun using this build and making this video. It was by far one of my... if you guys that don't know me, I made a name for myself in 1.3 when the shotty meta was a thing. And... like I always wondering if I would be able to get any build that was close to the 1.3 shotty meta since they nerfed the shotties and nerfed the M870 and did what they did to it. So I started experimenting with the M870 and all these different builds, and this is what I came up with. Like I said, I got 50% crit hit chance on it with over 275k weapon damage when everything's proc. And in the video I'm going to explain to you, after the montage is over, I'm going to get into the build video, explain to you everything about the build that you need to know, explain to you what I know about the build, so you know everything that I know. So you guys can actually be inside my head when I figured it out. So I'm going to explain it to you that thoroughly. So after the montage is over, I'm going to explain the build to you. I hope you guys enjoyed the montage. And if you guys have any questions at all, make sure to either hit me up on Xbox at KX_II_Ducky or on Twitter at TwitchDucky, or just leave it in the comment section, because as soon as you guys comment, it pops right up on my phone or my computer, and I normally comment back very quickly for you people that are mostly positive in the community. So I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. I'm usually very good with that, so when you guys got any questions, make sure to let me know what's up. Anyway, there's like another minute left to this montage here, and then I'm going to get into the build video. So let's turn up, boys. Hope you guys enjoyed the montage, and hope you guys enjoy the video. See you soon. What's up, everyone? I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the montage. But anyway, what you guys have been waiting for is the build video, and that's what I'm about to show you. To explain, let's get into it. To explain the build, I'm running high-end and exotic. As you can see, it's my favorite build. I make most of my builds based off this. For the shoddy build, I did try Banshee, I did try Alpha, I tried a bunch of other things, and this was the favorite one. This was the one that I was getting the hit the hardest and had the best stats, so it's one I decided to choose for the video. Not saying the M870 doesn't work for other builds, but for this, the two-shot one, I believe this is the best one, and I'll explain why. If we break it into it, we'll start off with the vigorous chest piece. I just got health on it and exotic damage resilience. I got max rolls on all my firearm pieces. I would like to get skill haste in there, but it is what it is. Exotic damage resilience is always good too. Then we got a tenacious mask with crit chance. I put crit chance on my mask and my holster for the shoddy build. Any build that doesn't have a crit chance built in, like the submachine guns, if it does, it already has that 20% critical hit chance. If the builds don't have that already, the submachine guns, then I prefer to put crit chance on my mask and my holster on all my DPS builds. So yeah, I have a crit chance, and then once again another max roll. It's a 1272 roll. Most of the rolls are 1270 and 1260, and then with the mod on them, they go up to 1500 or whatever you see there. Let me go to the short bow knee pads. Everyone knows why the short bows are good. You throw the nade, they blow up in 2 seconds. We all know that. I got the max health roll on them, and then it's my one electronic piece. I always run one electronic piece because how it works is that's how I get it. When I show you my talents, I run responsive, adept, and competent, and you can get adept and competent if you run one electronic piece Plus it gives you a really nice booster shot. So that was like the balance I found, where I always run 3K stamina on all my builds, and then I tend to run like 4K electronics and 8K firearms. That's what I shoot for, and most of my builds that have that are very successful, and they work very well. Anyway, so we got the short bow knee pads. That's my one electronic piece. Like I said, you can make it work anyway. If you have a pair of short bow knee pads that are for firearms, and you can roll another piece of electronics, it just matters that you have one piece rolled electronics and the rest of firearms. That's how the build works. And none on stamina, but one mod. Then we go to the backpack, specialized backpack. Everyone should know what this is by now. It gives you a bunch of extra skill power. It's really nice. I put health on it, burn resistance, and then another 1267 roll. It's a max firearms roll. That's what I shoot for. Most of my rolls are very high, and that's why my firearms are so high. Then we got the Skull MC gloves. This is the only part about the build. I wish I can get crit hit damage instead of assault rifle damage. That's why I'm forced. I run the M4 and I show you the rest of the build. I don't really say or display it in the video. It's more about the shotty, but I do run an M4 on my back as backup, just because I have assault rifle damage and crit hit chance already. So it'd be a waste not to, in my opinion. So I run the shotgun damage, the crit hit chance for the shotgun, and then the assault rifle on my back. Like I said, if you want to run 2 shotguns, you try to get assault rifle damage out of there and put crit hit damage. But I'm not that fortunate, so this is what I got. Anyway, let's go to the nimble. Everyone knows my nimble is good. Once again, 1270 roll high at firearms, 4% crit hit chance. I always roll for the max. So you want the 4% on the mask and the holster for all your DPS builds. And yeah, that breaks down the build. I have all the mods that I have in are all health mods for firearms, and then I have the 1 stamina. They're all like max rolled mods, as you can see. 1267, 3000 health, and then the rest of the mods are all like the same. Max roll, 1260 roll, 260 rolls, 260 rolls. But they're all health. Like I said, if you can get skill haste in your chest piece, and you can get skill haste on your holster, and then in your gloves, you can experiment. You can do some real experimentation and make skill haste work for you. It's I'm coming out a video very shortly explaining how good skill haste really is and how to get it on all your builds and to make it viable. But anyway, for this video, I put health on all my mods. Anyway, let's get into the gun itself. I run competent, adept, and responsive on all my guns that don't have crit chance. Anything but submachine guns, I always have adept, responsive, and competent. As you see on my other videos, maybe I'll put deadly in there on a... You don't need adept on submachine guns, once again. But for shotguns, I think adept's one of the best talents. So adept and competent proc at the same time when you pop your pulse. And then responsive. And that's where you get the 50% crit chance from. Because when you pop the adept, and you get your 7.5% from that, plus you already have 29%, and I'll explain how. So then when you pop your pulse... When you pop your pulse, that's another 12.5% would have been conceal on. So that's 12.5% plus the... That's 12.5% plus what you already have on it, which is the 29%, plus the 7.5% from adept. So you get mid-40s, almost 50% crit hit chance, which is bonkers when you look at your weapon damage. Because it's at 205, then with competent and the booster and responsive, it just keeps going up. Like you can see, you pop the even tenacious and a little booster real quick, and look how high the weapon damage goes. It's insane. 267 with a 50% crit hit chance. You're killing people with that. I love it. Oh, that's like you go to the crit hit chance, like I said, 36% plus the 12% on top of the pulse, 12.5%. So you're at 49%. It's crazy how good it really is with that much base damage. That's why I stack the base damage and the talents. I don't really worry about the crit hit damage or the headshot damage. It's all about crit hit chance and weapon base damage. And I'll explain how I get such high crit hit chance already. Like on top of the mask and on top of the holster, if you see my magazine that I have 8% crit hit chance on my magazine, and then I get 1 extra bullet and then the extra rate of fire. And then on my optic, I have a 7.5% crit hit chance on top of critical hit damage and headshot damage. If you look at the magazine and the optic, that gives me an extra 15.5% crit hit chance, plus the holster, plus the gloves, plus the mask, and that's where it all comes from. And then you pop the adept, and then plus on top of the adept, then of course the pulse, and you're sitting at 49% with the most ridiculous amount of base damage you can dream of. Like I said, it's one of my favorite builds. I tried to replicate like the 1.3 shotty build, and like Striker didn't work with this gun specifically. It works with the sausage, but not with the M870. And the M870 was the main gun in 1.3, and that's what I wanted to focus on. So I got this is the closest thing I came. That was like the 1.3 build. I used to run Alpha with it, or it would run Sentry with it. But this hits just as hard. It's 2-shot, as you saw in the montage. So that's what I would suggest to do with Adept component responsive. And don't forget about the magazine. It's always nice to get that one extra bullet, and the crit hit chance is huge compared to having 4 extra bullets. Because you rather just... The way I look at it is I'm going to shoot the 6 shots and reload anyway. Those extra 4 bullets don't matter because I'm probably going to be reloading. And it only takes 2 shots to kill someone. That's all you need is 2 bullets. So that's why I do it the way I do it, like that. And take the extra crit chance instead of the... That's what makes it 2-shot. That extra crit chance makes the 2-shot available all the time. Like 50% of the time. And if you crit 50% of your shots with a shotgun, like you 2-shot every time. It's automatic. Anyway, I'll go on my M4 real quick. The build's not really highlighted around this, but my M4 is really nice, so I like to show it off. Like I said, same talents, because it doesn't have crit hit chance on it. And it works the same way as the shotgun does. I think they honestly have the same amount of crit hit chance. This one actually has a little bit less than the shotgun, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, I got a responsive adept component. Here my I got an extended mag on it. With 116 magazine size, 3% critical hit chance, large optics, critical hit chance. Most people use the other other optic sights, but I like to put critical hit chance on everything that doesn't have it. It's my favorite thing to do is stack weapon damage and put critical hit chance on it. There's the large muzzle and underbarrel. And what else can we break down real quick? I think that's about it. The pistol doesn't matter. Go through my stats real quick. Put the shotgun back on as my main. So we got like the weapon damage just standing still. Like I said, it's just 205, but when you proc everything, it goes almost up to 270. And that's when you're able to one-shot people sometimes that are under 2. If they have 274k toughness, you're one-shotting them when you proc that. If not, guaranteed 2-shot every time. And what I wanted to go into, there's the crit hit chance, there's the crit hit damage, headshot damage. My survival, I have 215k max health and 32.6% armor. I think that's all. I think we went over everything. Oh, what talents I run while I'm playing. I run the conceal, of course. When you're playing solo with the group, the conceal is always good because when you're pulsing people, they're not pulsing you. You're hitting them so much harder than they're hitting you for. So we got the conceal on, and then we got the booster shot, of course. And I run all self-heal mods in. That's the one thing I didn't show you. My performance mods are all self-heal, so it gives me 80k booster. That plus the med kit, it's pretty nice. And then we got, if I'm running solo, I would run it like this. But if I was running with a group, I'd obviously run a critical combat medic if I'm with a group. But if not, I would run triage, because when you pop a med kit at 1 bar of health, it gives you everything, even if you're solo. It still gives you the 15% every click. Then critical save, of course. When you go to 1 bar of health, pop the tenacious and pop the booster, you get the almost 280k DPS. That's if you're gonna one-shot 280 toughness with the shotgun build once again, and then have extra 20% damage resistance plus the 10% off the booster. It's pretty unbelievable how it works. And then strike back when you're at low health, get your skills back faster, and then of course precision. That will give you the base pulse when you hit a headshot. That will put you don't even need a pulse, and you can still get 50% headshot damage on this build. So that pretty much breaks it down. If anyone has any questions, make sure to leave it in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please share it to your friends. Hit the like button. Let me know what's up. Let's turn up, everyone. I'll see you boys. I'll be live a little bit later tonight or early in the morning. I hope you enjoyed the video. So until next time, duck out.